if you know me very well, you know that I love testimonies, and when I see a miracle, I know it, and I just wanted to just share with you. So let's watch.
Hello everyone, long time. I have struggled with sharing this testimony. I'm 35 weeks now. It would be a disservice to me, to my faith, to my family. God has been so good. So I'm going to tell you how, in all my smartness, in all my sense, God showed me that I was being foolish. That I wasn't being smart at all. I got married 2020 December 5th. And from then on, I just, I got married at 31. So I just thought, what, it's time. Get pregnant now and all of those things. By 33, 34, I'm done, But God had other plans. Life had other plans. I just thought, what can I do to kind of not to assist God, because saying that is every level of disrespect. But in my mind, I was thinking, what, God has given us sense, has given us brain, has given people knowledge and stuff. There's so many ways to go about having a healthy child grow and reach the full term. This is my thinking, of course, So before now, I used to be a very practical person. When I mean practical, not practical in the non-believing way. I do believe that there are miracles. I believe in testimonies. Do I believe them happening to me? But I just felt at the time it would never happen. Not that it would never happen to me, that those kind of dramatic things that you hear about or read about just wouldn't, I just wasn't the one for it. I just felt the other ways I could get things done, and I just feel so far I've gone by being resourceful, that I think that my greatest asset in life is my brain, because whenever there is something, there is, I'm a fixer. I fix things. My family and my relationships, if something is going bad or all of those things, I would fix them, because naturally I just always kind of had a way to kind of be resourceful and stuff. So when I saw that time was going and I just didn't know what to do, I'm okay, you know what, it's 2022 at the time. I'm going to do an IVF. I'll put in twins there, and when I put in the twins, I'll just have a boy and a girl, and then that's it. I just want to have and I said that to my husband. Now, I told you how I am. Now, my husband, on the flip side, believes solely, absolutely in miracles. He believes completely. In fact, my husband doesn't believe that he has anything that he has done in his life comes from his strength or his ability to think or whatever it is. My husband believes that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that as well, but not as much as this man. This man believes that there is nothing that God cannot do, and this is why I think that God kind of always teaches me. Everybody kind of has how God works with them, and with me, God was teaching me in such a, I won't say humiliating way, I want to say such a humble way. So I'm 22, I want to do IVF. He said never, that God will give us our child, and that God will give us the child when the time is right. And so when he said it wasn't going to happen, it wasn't going to do it, it was the most heartbreaking thing. But at the time, I'm you know what, maybe we just kind of have to put our lives together, finances and everything together. So me again, I went back to my drawing board. I'm writing down the time frame for this. Look at me, giving God time, the creator of time. XYZ, we get this. I'm thinking about how our money we can invest in stuff, build stuff, planning all those. And once again, if you know me personally, people that know me, I'm sure people that in my family that see this will be yes, that's her. I asked him again for IVF. He's babe, to do this thing, God will do it, God will do it, don't think about it. Anyway, life started happening to us. We got so busy. We would travel so much. I was just telling a friend, I remember my husband telling me, can we not travel again for the next 2 weeks or the next 3 weeks? Let's just rest. And it was such a hectic time, but in my mind, I still thought, My IVF is sure. And then last year, I already had the IVF. I told my husband that we must do it, this IVF. He doesn't say much, but he could just say, that won't happen. And he will say in very calm voice, like, baby, I won't do this. And that's it. Case closed. He doesn't argue. He doesn't say any words back. That's how, it doesn't have the time to. No. He says, I won't. And then so they kept saying, we're preparing. God is preparing us for this child. So back to, the no IVF. Then in October last year, before October, I would bring it up again. We were going back and forth work. I just kept saying it. So I started saying it as a normal thing. Like, okay, when we are done with this, we'll do the IVF. He will tell me, I'm thinking it through. I'm thinking about it. I haven't gotten the confirmation yet. But I said it so often, and that's how I get things to my husband, to be honest. I say it so often that he hears it so that he gets tired. So I said it. I'm like, okay, entering the new year, we'll do the IVF. I said it like during the summer of 2023, 2024. In fact, my friends, everybody knew. I'm like, when I'm ready, I tell my mom, everybody, I'm doing IVF. And so I'm working on myself to prepare to be, to be healthy enough to whatever it is enough for the baby. So November, I'm like, babe, this IVF. December, I'm like, babe. So this man was tired. Us women, we know how to get, what we want. So all through October, November, he kept saying, okay, in the new year, we'll kind of like see about it and everything. Come 2nd of January, I woke up early, bright and early, woke up my husband. This man was tired. Woke him up, and then I called and I booked the appointment, and I went on the 2nd day of January to the clinic, because I'm like, I already planned my year. Once again, planner. I planned my year. I had all the outfits I was going to wear, what I was going to wear to influence, the clothes I was influencing for a brand. I had all the clothes laid out and everything, how I would use the whole of January, February, and March. This is my plans for the new year. When I started planning in January that I'll do my content, January, February, March, I'm pregnant. I'm doing my treatment in January. So in my mind, I'm thinking, IVF doesn't work for everybody either, and it might not work for me the first try. So I was giving myself opportunities that it might not work for me the first try. So maybe first, second, and third try, because I heard so many stories about people like, I did like 5-6 IVFs before God blessed, that kind of thing. So I just assumed that I will be in that bottom of the barrel. Look at me. I don't know if it's insecurity, imposter syndrome, whatever it is, but I just felt like I would be at the bottom of the barrel. The way that I had seen, it's almost like you have different life options. I have different options. If option A doesn't work, option B might work, option C might work, option D. I always do that. Everybody knows me. I do that. I always have different options. Even when I save, I throw money like in different areas just in case I need from here. I've always done that. So I just felt like, now I think about it, like, why did I think that God would not bless me? The insecurity that comes with having no child for years in marriage, something that we should really discuss about. I remember having a program called The Waiting Place, and I felt like whatever I was saying became so repetitive. Is that a word? Repetitive. Sorry, I'm sleepy, so I'm slurring a lot. And I just kind of kept. I'm like, I'm always repeating things, and it's not working. And I just felt like, what's my story again? I have no other story to say. I just stopped doing it. That's how I felt, to be very honest. When I started with the IVF, I'm like, I was going against what I was preaching in The Waiting Place, if that makes any sense, which is a total, waiting on God. And eventually, when you're waiting, how you wait is also important too. So all those things, I just felt like, and the thing is, even if you do IVF, it's still a blessing to have a child through IVF. Absolutely everything is good. Having a child naturally through IVF, everything is good. Did I think that it would happen for me so fast? No. I'm being honest with you. No. Did I think I would be pregnant this year? No. Did I pay thinking that, once I pay and they put in my husband's this thing, it will work for me? No, I didn't at all. It will even come naturally. It's what completely blew my mind. It will come to me naturally. Already, I already thought that my IVF first try, if you no work, So, so on the second, we went to the clinic, and then they said to come inside. So the doctor put in this long thing into my private. What's the word? Into my private, to see how my womb is and all of those things. And he said, oh, your womb is in perfect condition, you're okay, there's nothing wrong with you. They ran all the tests, my sugar level, everything was fantastic. My husband's tests were fantastic, even more fantastic than my one. So I was like, okay, we're good, we know where it would. So he said to me, come back on the second day of your period and we'll start treatment. So my period was meant to come on the 20th of January. So all this while, once again, I've been sick. Before the 20th, my husband, because I was so sick often, my husband went out and bought pregnancy test strips. I thought it was funny. So I left, he gave it to me, and then I just kept it by the side of the bed. I'm like, this is funny to me. I beg. So 20th came, I'm like, oh, listen, it's time for my period. What's going on? The 20th came. On the 23rd was my baby Ais's birthday. We did like a party for him. I cooked all the food. I was still feeling very ill. Then I just kept, hoping for my period to come. So 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 29th, no period. The 29th morning, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm feeling sick and there's no period yet. So I went to ease my, when you wake up to pee. So by the bedside, I saw the pregnancy test strips. There are 2 of them. So I took out the first one and went to test it, pee and tested it, and it was 2 lines. I laughed. I thought it was funny. Can you imagine? Don't forget, at the clinic, I paid the money for the IVF full on the 2nd of that of January. After my husband's overseas, after we did the test, the 3rd, the 4th, I think we did the test a day or 2 days later. We paid everything in full. So we had paid for IVF. We were about to start the treatment, and then it happened that it showed 2 lines, which means pregnant. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was funny because it was just like I had done the test with water and peace. I'm like, it's not real, it's just funny. So I went back to the bed and I slept off again for 2 hours. I slept for 2 hours. This was around 8ish, and I slept till 10 because we had a late night before. When I woke up, I was like, how will I just sleep off? What's wrong with me? I did a pregnancy test and it said 2 lines. So I took the other one, this clear blue. I took the other one, I ran to the bathroom and I just tried it on again, and it showed 2 lines. And I'm like, Jesus, babe. And then he came to the bathroom. He jumped from the bed and came to the bathroom. I'm like, babe, look. He says, I'm pregnant. Babe, look. And then, you know how me, I was crying and just happy and everything. My husband is like, Lord God, forgive our unbelief. Forgive my unbelief, oh Lord. Forgive. It was the funniest thing. I'm like, I've made man of God to sin. So I showered quickly. I called my mom. So my IVF treatment is my 2nd day of my period. Prayer has not come. Next time I'm seeing 2 lines I'm pregnant. She's like, what? Jesus. She was like, go to the clinic now. Go to the clinic. So I called the clinic. I'm like, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm seeing 2 lines that I'm pregnant. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm meant to see my period and come for my IVF treatment and put my twins in. What's going on? My dear. So I went to the clinic, and then I did the pee test, and I thought I would go and come back. They said to me, no, wait, let's just see your HCG level. The next thing, they did this HCG level, and guess what they saw? Your girl was pregnant. I've been pregnant. I was pregnant since December. All that while, the doctor had put that long thing into my private to see. So he put it into my womb to see my womb. This child, I'm having a girl, by the way. Now you know. Well, I'm sure by now you would have known that it's a girl now. Or I've given birth by the time this video is out. And then this baby girl was sat inside that womb at the corner, just hiding all that while. That when we did a scan, then they have to do an ultrasound again to see her. This girl was swimming everywhere, just just going through life. I was 6 weeks pregnant, guys. 6 weeks pregnant. And I was bawling. My husband was like, you don't listen. You don't listen. You don't listen. And he was so angry. You don't listen to me. I thought that God will do this. You don't listen to me. And then I'm like, why this man dey vex like this? It's not a happy celebration for why this man dey vex? So the whole was like, oh, congratulations, you are 6 weeks pregnant. And then I said, how? And then he said the thing that made me realize that all this while I have been so stupid. He said to me, isn't it the law of the land that a man and a woman will sleep together, will meet as husband and wife, and a child will come out? Isn't that the law of the land? Isn't that what God intended? That's what this man said to me. I can't forget him. And I just realized that I have made God's power so small that in my mind I never thought I could have a child naturally. And there's nothing, I'm not against IVF or anything, because it's also a means. However, I thought that I would never have to meet my husband one-on-one and the child would come out, because over time I had been disappointed so much that I just did not believe that it would ever happen to me. I thought the only way I could have a child was through IVF. I had made God so small. I had made God's power so small in my life that I just thought that I had to put in effort for it to happen. This thing broke me. When I think about it till now, I'm like, how did I ever think that it couldn't have been God? How did I ever think that God could not? And again, to be honest, miracles and testimonies like this never really happened to me. Or maybe they do and I just kind of downplay it. I just did not see. However, my husband, miracles stayed. My husband's life is a testimony and then some. Like, everybody will do something and it will not work. My husband will do it and it will work times for a million. So he was just so used to like God always taking charge. But for me, it happened for me. But however, I downplayed it so much that I just feel like in this instance, it had to be IVF. So when the doctor says to me, isn't that what God intended? Not only your own will be different. My dear, that's my days. Is how I got pregnant. That's how I found out I was pregnant all the while I was sick and everything. I was pregnant. So the clinic refunded me back the full money. What I mean, everything that I paid, the clinic paid back to me. Olive Branch is in Lekki phase 1. That clinic, I will never forget them in this life. The niceness, I remember them being so happy that I conceived naturally. They were so happy. I would call their name once again. Dr. Emeka, Olive is a nurse there. Those people gave me the best 6 to 12 weeks of my pregnancy. I will never ever forget them. That's it. Jesus is real. Serving God pays. Jesus is real. I don't know if personally, I won't lie to you, I don't know if I'm such a holy person that I would say I deserve God's blessings the most, or I deserve all of God's blessings. However, I'll tell you this. God showed me himself. God showed me that I need to believe him and trust him more. I cannot say it enough. And I don't know if I'm not a sharer. I don't know if you do this well, if you're on my social media. I'm not a sharer to share personal things. But I promise you, God is real. God is real. God is real. I don't know if this helps anybody. But yeah, that's my story. This is me at 35 weeks. It's almost 1 a.m. But yeah, God has been good, guys. So yeah, I'm a mommy now. I have a baby girl. After praying,
amazing testimony. Now this testimony has blown my mind, and I'm like, again, God is so good. He's so good, and God is so deliberate. God is so deliberate. And I want to just, first of all, just worship God on the behalf of this beautiful couple, Victor Thompson and his wife, Annie Thompson. I just want to celebrate God in their life. I want to thank God for this miracle that, they have handled in their marriage, this miracle that is astounding. I mean, I have watched that video, I don't know how many times, but it is out of the joy in my heart that, I mean, this can only be God. This can only be God. I've just returned from work, so don't mind my my rough look, but I wanted to just talk about this beautiful testimony that I've just seen, and I cannot keep quiet. That I have heard testimonies, but again, testimonies strengthen the faith, of others. If testimonies are like the validation of God's word. So if you have a word, you're trusting God for something, hearing the testimony of another person, strengthens your own faith and is a guarantee for you that which I am believing God for is very possible. That which I am believing God for is very possible. I mean, I don't know how long this couple have waited for, but I am sure that it is, years. It is. What makes this testimony special is the fact that God had done it. God had done it. God had done it already. So in the midst of, our plans, in the midst of, all of their running around, this, when you could hear her say that she already had a plan in place, she was already determined. Even, I think she said from 2021 that she was going to do IVF, but this, I mean, is just God, and I just rejoice with this family, and I just feel like this testimony should be heard, and that's what I've decided to share as well, because I believe it will bless somebody. It means that God, this testimony is a display of the heart of the Father, that before you asked, God had already done it. Before we prayed, he had already answered. She kept saying her husband insisted that they would wait for God. They would wait until that it was not a problem. It wasn't, this thing is not bigger than what God can do. It doesn't matter how many years it took. This was not months, it was years. And then as soon as they appeared to be taking steps to help God, God said, no, I was already in charge. I was already in charge and I had done it. This again. It just gives me joy. You don't know how much joy it gives me. And I pray, for everyone who is going through such a situation, every family trusting God, for such a miracle as this. Everyone in, any situation and trusting God for a miracle, something that naturally looks impossible or naturally is not coming. Maybe it should even happen naturally and it's not coming through. I mean, the natural laws have even failed. The natural laws, like she said, when she was confirmed in the hospital that she had been pregnant for about 6 weeks, and she was so confounded that she was now asking. She was the one that was now asking how, and then the doctor told her, is it not expected that when a man meets with his wife, what should result? It should be children, it should be babies. So what were you expecting? That's it. So, but sometimes natural laws even fail. So if you're in a situation and you're expecting that I have all the qualifications, I should be getting this job, but you're not getting it. That's natural. It's natural that you get it. You have gone to school, you have done this, you have done that. It tells me that in the supernatural needs to step in. And God has perfected it so much that whether or not natural laws fail, I am God. Whatever the challenge might be, whether it is beyond the natural or it is the natural, nothing is beyond me. I have listened to this testimony and I just keep thinking about it, and I'm like, God, really? Again, it is confirmed that you are the Almighty God, and you are good, and your mercies endure forever. And in my situation, in my life, in my family, my husband's life, my children's life, in all that my family is trusting God for, I know that God Almighty, you have worked it out already. And this is me saying to every other person, every other child of God in faith, that don't give up. Don't give up. Hey, hold on to your faith, hold on to your profession of faith, dance before God, rejoice, keep your joy, because God had already done it.